Super Bowl streaming winners, advertising losers, and the Apple halftime show. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Take Control Books, one of the very best sources of clear, concise information on not only Apple's various operating systems, but also key Apple and third-party utilities and more. Visit TakeControlBooks.com and start your library today. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is MacVoices Live. We are live on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, on youtube.com/MacVoicesTV. We have some of our friends in the chat room. More are arriving, and we hope more will be arriving, unless they're stuck in the snowpocalypse that seems to be marching its way across the country. But if you are somewhere warm, you too could be joining us. So remind yourself next week, put it on your calendar, and come on in, because we always have a good time. As always, there's a lot to get to tonight, so we're just going to first get to who's here. Top left of my screen, his usual spot, David Ginsburg. David, good to have you, and glad you aren't snowed in yet.
Not yet, anyway. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure being here. Yeah, we'll probably be 8 to 10 inches from what they say starting tomorrow morning as we record this.
Sounds like fun. Fun. Jeff Butts is back. This is great, Jeff. I don't know what to say except we're honored again to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, glad to be here. I'm also waiting for the snow to roll in, but not quite as bad as what David's going to get. I think here in the Kansas City area, we're only going to get maybe 4 to 8 inches.
Close.
Okay, well, that'll get you going.
No, it'll keep me from going.
Yeah. Beside him is Marty Jencius. Marty, it's good to see you.
Should I take my glasses off like that?
There you go.
Hey, Soup.
I've got Wednesdays and Thursdays are my heavy teaching days and on-campus days. And so now I'm trying to figure whether the snowpocalypse is going to make it over here by tomorrow night. I got a big meeting tomorrow night on campus. So thanks for all the cheery news about weather.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm glad to be here. It's great to be here. Fun stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you. No question. We're also glad to have Ben Roethig join us again. Ben, it's great to have you back too.
Yep. And I shall not be missing the snowpocalypse, because I have a job that is 24/7, 365.
So
and I will be going into work right in the middle of it.
Oh, perfect! Great timing. Webb Bixby is here. Webb, it's good to see you. There was some question about whether you would be coming tonight.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just beside myself. So my team laid a real big one. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, look, they had one heck of a run, and as we were talking pre-show, doesn't mean they can't come back next year and do it again. So we shall see. Last but absolutely not least, Mr. Eric Bolden. This time he has another bird picture, but at least it's not on top of his head this time. Eric, good to see you.
I would park it over there and, throw a bald eagle in the afternoon sun. That's from earlier today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this is obvious because you have a lot of pictures of them, but you seem to have a lot of bald eagles in your area.
Yeah, the population's doing pretty well right now. And I'm only, a couple miles from the Wisconsin River. So they kind of push everybody out. And then, next week when it's really cold, everything will move closer to the dam and I won't see anything.
Well,
Move.
Yeah. Well, I think it's only appropriate that we do touch on a little bit of Super Bowl news, but maybe not exactly the game itself. I'm starting to throw the articles in the chat room now, or chat rooms, I should say. If I can find, let's see, where did that one go? That went to us. No, that didn't go to us yet. There we go. Okay. I watched at least part of, in fact, I watched most of the game on Tubi on my iPad. And I have to tell you, it was a pretty seamless experience. There were only, I think I counted only 2, little pixelations, and they didn't last for more than maybe 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Otherwise, it was rock solid. The picture was great. Now, this time I know that they had Fox backing them as far as, producing, but I felt like, this headline that I threw in said, sorry, Netflix, Tubi just proved it's the best live streaming service. I don't know about that, but if there was any doubt about live sports being able to be streamed now, Netflix and Tubi seem to have put that to rest.
And I should say that Fox isn't backing them. Tubi is Fox.
They own them. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
I did not know that.
And that was back in about 5 years ago. They bought it.
After a while, you just get confused as to who owns what. But,
Yep.
Again, did anybody else watch any of the game that way? Or Ben, you did? No?
I watched it on YouTube TV when I was at our Super Bowl party, and I did notice some pixelations. I mean, we were using the 4K version at some point. My brother-in-law just got a new Sony 75-inch TV. It was really nice to watch it on. Yeah, it did do some pixelations at some points, I noticed. So now, could that be because of the internet? I don't know. It depends on your internet connection too, because he does use Comcast as his internet provider. So I tend to don't see problems here with my AT&T fiber here. So
yes, Dave, we know you have fiber. Stop bragging about it.
I do too.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got Google fiber.
Can you tell I'm jealous?
So, but yeah, it did pixelate a little bit. It wasn't constant, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, again, mine was not bad at all. Marty?
Didn't work on the Vision Pro headset. The app was crashing. You couldn't even get started. I tried throughout the day. And Eric, I checked on Reddit and other people were having the same problem. Eric mentioned that somebody had posted a workaround for it that would allow it to show on the Vision Pro headset. But that was the big thing. It was going to be 4K. You're going to have a great screen, with Vision Pro. So it was a letdown for me.
Yeah.
I wound up watching the second half just on YouTube TV on one of my screens here.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to watch the whole thing on my phone on cellular because, well, I was at work on a very, 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 very slow night. And I think it shows you the current level of urban broadband in this country. The fact that you're able to watch it on a cell phone and have no hiccup from either the streaming service or the cellular connection. I mean, imagine doing that 10 years ago.
It wouldn't happen.
T-Mobile's been pretty solid, I must admit, in most areas.
Yeah.
But Ben, it's interesting that you said, and kudos to you because you qualified it as urban. And yes, it's great to hear and we're making progress, but if you are not necessarily really urban, then it may not be something you want to absolutely depend on for something you really, really want to see. But still, it makes it a lot more accessible to a lot of people and gives you a lot more flexibility. As much as I enjoy a big screen TV, it was very nice to be able to move around the house because I was trying to do a couple other things, last minute things, and still have the game right in front of me. Webb?
Just as an aside, and we talked about this on the show a couple of 3 weeks ago. Well, I don't tell anybody. I subscribe to cable, so
What?
yeah. And as part of that, I also use the Apple Sports app during the game, and I really like the Sports app. I am really impressed about how instantaneous it is. When something happens at the game, then it pops up on the screen. Now, I will also keep in perspective here. There is definitely a latency that goes on between what happens at the game physically and how it migrates out, to my home through the television signal, and how there's a delay, there's a latency there. But still, the Apple Sports app, I'm a big fan of. So it's just that every sport that's on there involves a ball. Okay. And
Not anymore.
I'd like, huh? Excuse me, Ben?
As of Monday, NASCAR is now included in version 2.5.
Oh, okay. Because I would love to have a Formula One deal on there. Now I have the Formula One app, and because of this show, I learned that there's a F1 app on Apple TV. So my life's better. Anyway, just a plug for the Apple Sports app. I'm just really, really pleased with it and what it does.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Anything else on Super Bowl reception streaming?
Yeah, the signal was too damn good.
It was good to see it on Tubi. That was nice to have it on a free service, so people don't have to scramble to figure out. They don't have cable. Like some people have cut the cord. They don't have cable, and then the way things are going with your local affiliates and all the money going between all these different services. It's good to see that they were open to do it on Tubi. Hey, Fox was showing it, so. Won't happen next year, I would bet, because NBC is going to be broadcasting Super Bowl 60. So.
Yep. Yeah, which will hopefully be free on Peacock.
Yeah, maybe they'll put it on Peacock. I don't know if it'll be free. We'll see.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm not sure. But you bring up a really good point. That Tubi, you did not have to. You had to sign up for an account. Okay, so they've got my email address. I'm sure that I will be getting more spam, but they did not require you to put in a credit card and do the old thing about, my team won or my team lost, and I forgot to cancel the subscription. So next month, it cha-chings on your credit card. So I thought that was an impressive move. And it almost makes me want to go back and say, okay, maybe I need to see what other content is there and put them in the running for my subscription dollars.
No, I agree. Tubi and Pluto TV is another one. When I get on that service, I get kind of mesmerized. There's so much content to watch, and there's some stuff I hadn't seen in quite a while, and old TV shows. Sometimes you like to watch that, and it's quite nice to see, that those services are offering it for free.
I agree.
That said, Fox is offering a direct-to-consumer service very soon, so it remains to be seen if next time they have the Super Bowl, whether it still be free. With this time around, Fox simply had no other choice with getting streaming customers to be able to watch the Super Bowl.
Right.
Because right now, with the exception of, Fox does have another streaming service. I don't think it'd be. A lot of people trying to how to word this, but Tubi is the most accessible streaming service they have.
Right.
So,
just a quick question: when you're watching on Tubi, when you're watching the game, what are you watching? Are you watching the network feed? Are you watching from the local affiliate?
Fox
your
Sports.
local, yeah.
Fox Sports.
So it's Fox Sports. So it's not like your Fox affiliate there in Chicago or up in Iowa. It's directly through Fox Sports then.
The other thing too is Fox has brought another app that is part of Fox Local. So in the local affiliates, you won't see all the content on there, but you get like local news and stuff like that. Because there's another service for news called News On, which has a lot of
Sure.
news channels all over the country. But now Fox was smart in doing a Fox local channel that's free. You don't even have to. Same thing with Tubi. You just sign up and they'll probably only let you watch your local affiliate wherever you are wherever you are located. So,
Marty?
Yeah. So I have another question. You're getting commercials, obviously, through this feed. Are you getting local commercials? Are you getting the national commercials, or a blend?
probably a blend, I would think.
Yeah, I
Because-
mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, the big question here is, I mean, the Super Bowl is not a normal event.
Right.
There is basically a national ad buy for it, not too many local ads.
Mhm.
So I don't think it was really the best platform to be able to answer that question.
Good
All right.
point. I'm going to take that as a segue into the next article. Thank you, whoever brought up commercials. I think it was Marty.
Must have been reading my mind. I was just thinking about that.
So the best and worst commercials of Super Bowl 2025. And I quoted which is kind of unbelievable for me. I quoted the People magazine article about the best commercials.
I know. I was kind of so shocked you used People magazine.
Well, Dave, I tell you why, because there were two observations I want to make, and then I'll turn everybody loose.
Yep.
But the first one was that the USA Today poll, through the people that do theirs, they picked all of theirs. Okay, and I know the one that I liked that I thought deserved at least some recognition, almost had to be in the top 10,
Yep.
and it wasn't. And then I found out that the commercial that I thought should be in the top 10 was not made by an ad agency. It was made as a part of a contest that Doritos put on,
Right.
and it was fan made. And that made me really start to question, some of the polls here that, who's running them and who are they choosing? So I went and tried to find something that was kind of innocuous and found this People magazine article. And so that's why I quoted that.
Well, everybody loved the Hellman's commercial. I mean, come on, going back to Harry Met Sally, that was pretty classic. And even her son was in that, had a brief cameo in that spot. So that was kind of good.
And so was Sydney Sweeney,
Yeah.
the current media sweetheart.
Yep. Even the Little Caesars one with Eugene Levy with his eyebrows flying off like little caterpillars. That was kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones that I could go. There's a lot of commercials that were good and some were not so great. Like I said, the Doritos one, yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, that was the one. And unfortunately, this article did tick me off a little bit because it said that was the best story for the grandkids. It's like, well, that's just great. Thank you very much.
The real strange one was the Mountain Dew one with Seal. That was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know what the product was. I mean, I was watching the whole time. What are they advertising? And it was kind of silly. Why would you do that? And then you find out, oh, it's Mountain Dew right at the end of the commercial.
Yeah, that was a disturbing use of AI and deep fake technology.
And one more I'll make comment on is that Coffee Mate one. That was kind of weird. with the
tongues.
With the tongue was just bizarre.
Yeah.
Beyond bizarre.
Yeah. I don't know. Any thoughts from that? Dave and I have been kind of monopolizing this. Anybody have any other favorites or commentary on anything?
Being the
My
resident
fav-
car guy, I like the Jeep commercial that ended off with Harrison Ford say, "And I'm a Ford." I thought that was cute.
And I'm a Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric, I think you were muted.
And I was going to say the same thing. Webb
that was
phrased it perfectly. And I have to say, I kind of enjoyed the Nike ad.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but the Jeep one with that line, just made me happy. And I had just recently seen an electric Jeep, so it was nice to see it in the ad.
My favorite didn't make any of the lists. It was the one where they have, I don't know if you saw it, the two football teams. One is dressed in green and the other one's dressed in red. And the green team is just crushing the red team constantly to the point where it seemed to go on forever.
I think I'm not sure. I think Webb's picture is frozen. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's having a little internet problems there.
No, I'm fine. Thanks.
Problem.
But I have to say that I think in the last few years, the quality of those has definitely gone down because you don't really have those same type of ads that you'll remember forever, like the Budweiser frogs, the Budweiser "I love you, man. I'm not getting your you're not getting my Bud Light."
They had a Bud Light one this year.
Yeah, or my personal favorite, the Breaking Bad. I'm kind of your pharmacist.
Yeah, even the Budweiser one with the Clydesdales, that was really kind of cute.
That was nice.
With the full and the wheeling the keg.
See, I think they'll be talking about the Harry Met Sally one.
Oh yeah,
for a long time. I also think they'll be talking about the Seal one because it is so weird.
Very weird.
Nobody will remember the product
because you didn't even see the product till the end.
Well, yeah, he was singing about the product, but you didn't see the product. You're right. But it's the weird ones will stand out. You'll remember them, but I don't know what kind of impact they're going to have. I learned this from, and I don't know much about advertising, but I worked in radio for a long time. And the most valuable item somebody gave me was this little plastic key with a lever on it that you slid out, and it put a little razor blade that came out, and you used it for opening boxes. And I said, this was the best thing that somebody ever gave me. And the guy said, okay, what advertisement was on the key? And I couldn't remember. And he goes, then it didn't do its job.
Yeah.
So, it might be a cool commercial like the Seal commercial, but if we don't remember what the product is, didn't do its job.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'll add one thing left. The Tubi commercial was kind of weird in the sense.
Yeah, agreed.
The cowboy hat is part of their entire head. It was kind of on the weird side.
Yeah, I didn't catch too many of the ads, but that Tubi one was just like, what? Why?
I know. I kept looking at it, and it's like, is that supposed to be what I think it is? And if so,
permanent
why?
hat, a permanent cowboy hat on their heads.
Yeah. Not sure. I don't know. I mean, some of the more socially motivated ones seem to be getting a lot of play. It'll be interesting to see, in 6 months if anybody remembers those until the next Super Bowl.
Yep.
What about the 14-minute commercial that Apple had right in the middle of the game?
Kendrick and Lamar. You had to bring that up.
Yes, please.
Oh my
discuss.
Lord.
Go ahead.
Serena
Webb.
Williams spent more time on the field than a lot of the offensive players for the Chiefs.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wow. We're a tough crowd here.
Yes.
Ouch.
You hear it first. Next Super Bowl will be Drake's response.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I read some of the analysis, and I don't have any links for it. You can go and find it. And it's like, okay, this is it allegedly, according to the interpretations, was supposed to be this big rebellious, statement. And I don't know, but it's like, is this the place for rebellious statements? I mean, what happened to the Super Bowl halftime shows being entertaining?
Well, but okay, Chuck, it's not like the NFL has been immune to people using it as a forum to make statements.
No, absolutely not. You're
So
absolutely right.
that part didn't surprise me even in the slightest. Disappointed? Yeah, because I mean that's not why you're tuning in to watch it, but you give somebody a platform, they're going to use it for whatever they want to use it for.
and I'm talking way out of my league here because I don't know his lyrics. I don't know about this big fight with Drake.
Drake,
I mean, I've been
yeah.
educated to it now, but I don't know what the big deal is. Was it Drake? Yeah. And
Yeah.
and so this seemed like a really not very cool way, not very cool thing to bring up. If you want to perform your greatest hits, okay, if those are your greatest hits, that's fine. But to have that particular one when it's so controversial, I don't know. First of all, I didn't even know he'd actually done it until after I read the articles later and said, "Oh yeah, he did it." And it's like, oh, okay, I didn't know what it was. So,
yeah, I mean, from everything I understand, if you are a big Kendrick Lamar fan, this is something that played directly to you. If you are not and didn't get any of the myriad of inside references, you are pretty much left confused.
Yep.
Yeah. Barry in the chat room probably puts a good point on it. I didn't see the halftime show, but from what I've heard about it, I'm not in the demographic it was targeting. I dare say the same for this august panel. And Barry, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I could identify a single Kendrick Lamar song. It's not what I listen to.
Right. Yeah, I'll spin this a little bit. On the other hand, I thought Lady Gaga did an amazing performance when she had her piano out in the middle of Bourbon Street and pregame and played her new song, and it was just very heartwarming and touching. I thought that was an amazing performance. So you had a little bit of that at the beginning. So I thought that was amazing to put. I mean, her piano was literally in the middle of Bourbon Street and the huge crowd around her. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what Barry said. I realized watching it, this is not my demographic, but there was so much chatter afterwards, and you could look up YouTube videos where people explained the rebellion and explained all the symbolism, and it's sort of, hey, listen, if it's not my demographic, and you have to explain the symbolism of the rebellion, then it's not really a rebellion. If you've got to spell it out for folks, I mean, or if you're going to hide it, and bury it in terms of what it is, to the majority of the folks who are watching it, then it's not really a rebellion.
Right.
I was going to say, if you have to explain the punchline, it's not a very good joke,
No, exactly.
And I agree. I wasn't in the demographic. I consider myself having a pretty broad taste in music, and some of the things that we've talked about here over the years. I like a lot of music, and this one I thought was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing that I thought was interesting was that they hadn't had a rock act at halftime show. They said since the Who did it in Miami 15 plus years ago.
Wow, it's been that long.
I don't know how true that is, but
yeah.
But now, and the year that they had who's the singer who did Uptown Funk?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, and then they had Red Hot Chili Peppers do an appearance on that. I thought that was a great halftime show, and if you remember, it was raining pretty bad. Also, Prince was on. Now you could say, is Prince a rock act or not? And it was raining like mad, and when he did his performance too. But like I said, a true rock act they haven't had for years. So,
but I mean, if you look even back a year, it was a very similar demographic. But I mean, Usher did a lot more to make his halftime show mainstream.
Okay. I honestly, I don't remember it. So
what do we remember of last year's Usher performance?
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah. But again, as Barry said, we're not the demographic. So
I'm going to have to go back and watch it again because I actually really enjoyed it, but I had it on mute the entire time. And I was just watching everybody moving around, and I thought it was great. I didn't think about turning the sound up, but so I will go rewatch it. I should give it a fair hearing, and maybe my opinion will change. But silent, it was really nice.
Yeah.
We're going to end it. We're going to end it there. Eric Bolden's commentary on the halftime show. It was great. If you didn't have the sound turned up, yeah. If we did show titles, that would be a show title.
Yeah, just like for web, where it'd be great if you didn't have the video turned on.
Guys, come on.
Ouch.
Joke's over.
Or the sound on.
I got a window right there, and I could jump out of it at any second now.
Don't do it, Webb. Don't do it. We've still got next year. We still got next year.
Yeah. Not only that, Webb, but you won't hurt yourself because there's so much snow out there. It'll pad your
Well,
falls.
not yet. It's dry right now, but
yeah, we don't have anything yet.
Oh, man. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.